I'm Mayor Gary Sulz, and with me today is Kenny Gipps, our Development Services and Bylaw Compliance Services Manager. Today, Kenny, we're going to talk about parking regulations during snow removal operations, just to clarify what the city does and hopefully to help you avoid a ticket. So, why do we need bylaw officers to focus on parking regulations during the winter, Kenny?
Great question. To begin with, a lot of it is going to do with road safety. If the public works crews can't get out there to clear the roads, or there's cars blocking the roads so that they can't safely plow the road, well, then the roads are going to be left messy, and we're going to have a dangerous driving situation. We're going to have dangerous sidewalk situations for the kids that are walking to school. So including bylaw out there, so then that way we can make sure we're getting these vehicles moved when needed, or just letting people know that, hey, we're going to be coming through. Make sure you move your cars. It's really important for this time of year.
Good. And I think that really is important. In my neighborhood, we have a boulevard, so people can actually get up on the edge of the boulevard and park. We're not going to give them a ticket for that, but they're out of the way of the snow removal. But also, they're not impeding the traffic that's on the sidewalk. So,
Absolutely.
Really, the bylaw services officers, you work with Public Works, their snow removal team. In what way?
So when we get a big snowfall event, our public works crews notify us that they're going to be going out to do some plowing. Our bylaw compliance officers will go out with them. They're going to go typically ahead of them. They'll be leaving notices on cars. They'll be, in some cases, if it is a situation where the vehicle is obstructing the road in a way where the truck can't get by, they will actually have to have it towed. So you bring up a good point. Make sure if we're going to have snow, if we got snow in the forecast, let's take the opportunity, make sure we're parking off of the road, away from major intersections, and do your best to try to keep it off the road if possible. It's not always possible, but where possible, please keep it off the road. Otherwise, yeah, if you're able to kind of tuck into the shoulder, keeping in mind that we do use some of these boulevards for snow storage. So just keeping in mind that if you have seen snow there historically, you've seen us piling snow, probably best not to park there.
Yeah, because we're not going to pile the snow on their car, but we actually need that space to store the snow for the winter.
Exactly.
So really, how can residents avoid parking tickets this winter?
Best way to avoid it, if you know the snow is coming, try to take your vehicle off the road. If you have a driveway, please park in your driveway. If you have somewhere where you're able to park that, we do have some areas downtown where it might be a little bit challenging where you don't have a driveway, do your best to keep off the road. Again, if it's not possible, please move your vehicles every 24 hours. That's one of the big tricks, right? Under our bylaw right now, if you park for over 24 hours, it is an offense. Our bylaw officers are out there verifying that. But simple way to avoid that ticket, move your vehicle. If you're going to be away, have a friend. See if you can have a friend. If you're going to be gone for longer than a day, see if you can have a friend move your car, or do your best to try to park that off the road.
Okay, that makes total sense. So that's really good for people. Now, a question for you. People who have front lawns, if they can get their car onto their front lawn, they're not impeding traffic, they're not impeding the sidewalk, their lawn's not going to die if they're driving on there. Is that an alternative that they could use?
That is a possibility. One thing to consider is going to be when our public works crews are plowing, they do create the windrows. It may push the snow, again, depending on how your yard is laid out, it may push the snow towards that area, so you might have a little bit of challenge then getting your vehicle out.
Good.
But ideally, yes, if you're able to get it off the road, that even if it means parking on your front lawn, like you said, usually it's frozen, the ground can handle it, your grass isn't going to die at this time of year. So yeah, just do your best to try to keep it off the road where possible.
Good. And so one other thing that it frustrates me is people clearing the driveway with their snow and then pushing it out into the roadway, especially the traveled surface of the roadway. That's not legal according to our bylaws, correct?
Absolutely correct. That is a big challenge that we do experience here is quite a few people push the snow from their driveways, from their sidewalks, everything out onto the road. Please don't do that. It does make it more dangerous. We don't know if our plows have already come by and cleaned those roads and then that snow is just stuck out in the middle of it. But we do need to make sure that we aren't pushing it out into the road. Try to store it on your own property where possible.
Okay, good, thanks. And just one other thing, Kenny. Every homeowner, every business owner is obligated to clear the snow from their sidewalk in front of their in front of their domicile, in front of their business. Even though we have the trackless going around to clean our sidewalks, people shouldn't be dependent upon that to do their snow removal for them. They should be doing it own, and that's in our bylaw as well, correct?
That is correct, and that is a great point. Think about it as you've got a kid walking to school, right? You want to make sure that those sidewalks are going to be safe. Be a good neighbor. Go out there, get it shoveled. We don't have hundreds of people out there with the trackless pushing all of the sidewalks. There are a lot of sidewalks in town, so do your best. Try to shovel it in front of your business, in front of your home. Again, it's being a good neighbor. It's being there for the community.
Good. Well, thanks, Kenny. I appreciate that. So if you have any questions about parking regulations during snow removal operations, please email bylawenforcement@revelstoke.ca. So Kenny, thanks for being here today, and thanks to all of you for listening. We wish you a safe and warm winter season ahead, and hopefully without any parking tickets.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Mayor. One thing I will add, just a reminder, if you're going up to the ski hill, we all love powder days. Make sure that we're staying in the designated parking areas. You don't want to ruin your powder day by coming out and finding that you get a parking ticket because you're parked illegally or parked dangerously. Or if you're blocking the road, we may have ended up towing your vehicle. So just as a reminder, make sure that way you get to enjoy your powder days.
Awesome. Thanks again, Kenny. Appreciate you being here.